welcome to My Family Guide, the podcast, episode 11. And my name is Ben, and with me as usual is my lovely wife, Angela. Say hello, Angela.
Hello, everyone.
What are we talking about today?
Today is a tribute to 9/11. It is September 11th, 2017 today. And we're just doing a remembrance, and we're also going to just talk about our experience visiting New York City last year on the 15th anniversary of 9/11, and just talk just about what we saw. It's not too depressing or anything, but it was just
the opposite.
It really was the opposite. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about that and how things have changed, I think, in the last since it happened 16 years ago. And so we're just going to talk about a few of the things today.
Yeah.
So last year, the reason why we went to New York was actually we had a layover. We were flying from Portland to Newark, and we were there for in New York for about 36 hours because we were on our going on our 10-year wedding anniversary, our European trip. So we were catching our flight in Newark, and so we decided it just kind of happened that way. We didn't really plan, it wasn't anything like, oh, we need to be there for the 15th, anniversary. It just kind of happened to fall that way. So we left. It was right before midnight on the 10th, and we got in early, about 7 a.m. on the 11th, right?
Yep, I was tired.
Yeah, it was. You don't sleep.
So I don't sleep on planes. I don't sleep in cars. I think there are a lot of people like me. If you're listening, they're like, yeah, I like that. But there are some people who can sleep anywhere. I'm not. You can sleep anywhere.
I can sleep anywhere. If
I'm
tired, I'm out.
Yeah. You can put her on top of a train at night.
Yeah.
And she'll be sleeping.
Oh, that's a good.
Oh.
That's so good.
Where are we in the Chesapeake? Where's Chesapeake? Is that an
Chesapeake?
Chesapeake,
Virginia?
Yeah. I don't know why I thought of that.
Okay. Anyways,
hey, I'm not even done with my first cup of coffee.
I know. But we're just thinking back like, man, that was a year ago already. And it was a long day just because we had been up on the 10th all day. Went on the plane, flew for 5.5 hours to get to Newark. And, I'm in the middle seat.
Oh, yeah, that was a long flight.
It was a long flight, and you're trying to sleep. And so it's like, by the time we land, it's like 3 o'clock our time, normal time, Pacific time. And we get in,
Do you listen to the radio?
Do I listen to the radio?
When you fly. Is that what your thing is?
No.
What do you do?
I read. I
don't pay attention to what you do when you fly.
I know, because you're plugged in.
I am plugged in. I'm like Neo.
No, I just read. And I write down notes of things I see and that I'm gonna do and I think about. And
I'm not a good flyer. I mean, I can fly. I'm not like scared of flying, but I'm not a flyer. But I understand you have to go on an airplane to go to places that you want to go.
But you don't have like the anxiety of...
No, not really. I just...
Is it because you don't have control or what?
We're getting off topic.
I know.
We're getting off... But this isn't like dive into Ben's brain hour. That would take more than an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't get anxiety. I don't freak out. I don't like think, oh no, we're gonna crash or anything. I get very, I guess claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And being in a plane.
Yeah.
It's like I can see the germs flying in the air.
Yeah.
Like, I can just see them.
Yeah. Well, that's why you wipe everything
Oh,
down.
yeah, you're good with that. Yeah. She's the bomb. She has these little wipies things.
The Clorox wipes.
she
Get my zone. I'm like, don't touch anything.
And so she's like, oh, I don't want to name the airline, but remember the dirt when we were coming back from
yeah.
And like we were.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was, yeah.
My goodness.
Well, I don't think they'd cleaned them or the
for at least 10 years.
I don't know. But anyway.
Anywho.
So back to New York. So we get in New York. I'm sorry, he just sprayed coffee everywhere. he just sprayed it everywhere. So sorry, we get into New York and okay, we gotta figure out the train to get into Manhattan.
Stupid coffee.
So we figure out the train to get into Manhattan, and it was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't sure what to expect. But it took us about, 45 minutes, I think, to get from Newark Airport into Manhattan, and we ended up in Union Station. And once we got out there, we just got an Uber. And we were traveling with some of our friends, and they're elderly, so we probably would have walked to our hotel, but our one
Okay, I'm back, folks.
the one companion that we travel with, she has chronic back issues, so it was a little tough for her. So otherwise, Ben and I probably would have walked to our hotel with our luggage because it wasn't too far away. But anyway, so we got in, we checked in early. So this was on 9/11, the morning of, and then when we got into our hotel, we stayed at the Hampton Inn in Times Square, and it was a brand new hotel. I think it had only been open like maybe a year.
Yeah,
not really even. Nice. Yeah, it was real
really
nice.
Very retro.
You're only like 2 blocks from Times Square. I mean, you're not.
Yeah, it's really, right around the corner.
Yeah, it was really close, and so we checked in, and they were starting to get ready for the memorial service down at Ground Zero, and I didn't realize that they were just, it was something I wanted to see, but I didn't realize that the memorial service was just dedicated for family and firemen and policemen and first responders. So we just thought, with it being the anniversary, maybe the next day, because we weren't flying out until the 12th, till 10 at night. So we thought, well, maybe the 12th would be a better day
to go. Freedom Tower.
Yeah, and to see
Zero.
everything. Yeah. So, but we did get a few adventures along the way, which was kind of neat. We had
to go to Walgreens.
Walgreens is kind of cool, actually. It was like 3 stories.
Like 3 stories, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Escalators. I don't know. It was kind of neat. We wanted to catch a show. So we went to see if there was any shows on Broadway. The lines were forever. Now, had I known that you can pay, I don't know if you guys...
Did you know the neon lights are bright on Broadway?
Yes.
Just thought I'd throw that out
there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We saw Cagney.
Cagney, off Broadway.
Yeah, not in Broadway, but off Broadway.
Off Broadway, at West Side Theater.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
West Side?
The West Side Theater. And that was really neat. I looked up... the information on Cagney, the theater, West Side Theater, and it was built in like 1890. It was first a church when they first built it. Mm-hmm. And then it was some other, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. And it didn't become an actual theater till I think like the 70s or 80s. And then it's been under the same ownership since 1991. Reno Productions. It's been under that. But anyways, it was kind of neat. We walked, so I'm
a Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I still don't. Cagney, I'm horrible with musical stuff. I don't.
Yankee Doodle came to town riding on a pony. I am a Yankee Doodle.
Okay. Anyways. So when we left Times Square, because we got a matinee.
Yep.
Right? So we weren't sure how far of a walk it was going to take. And by this time,
It was what?
It was
around
like 11 or noon.
11:30.
And I think the show was at 2 or 3.
Yeah, so we had a couple of hours to kill. And so we went to, we just started walking. We got close to the theater.
Yeah, we're like, let's make our way
to the
in that
theater,
area.
so we're there.
Yeah.
And then we went around the corner, and then there was this Irish bar.
Restaurant bar.
And, yeah, we went in. I'm like, we got to go to Irish bar. So we go in, and there was like
It was full of service. Like it was policemen
and fire. I think it was more firemen.
Yeah, but there were some policemen.
Yeah,
I believe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and their families.
And their families, yeah.
And it was like the memorial service had just ended.
Yeah, and there was this one guy. I didn't think they would let us in. Like I thought it was like a private thing.
Private event, but it was just kind of like an informal gathering.
And so they're like, come on in. And so we sat in the front because we didn't want to disturb them.
Yeah. We didn't know what the feelings were going to be.
It's a very delicate thing, of course. Mm-hmm. And you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But because there's nothing you can say.
No.
The only thing you can say is,
I wasn't there, but I mean, we all
were affected.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't until we sat down and were looking. I don't think we ate there.
We got like maybe an appetizer or something. That was it.
Yeah.
But we just got a drink. I mean, and a drink or two, and then that was it. We didn't have lunch.
No.
We didn't have lunch, I don't think.
But I don't know whatever. But it wasn't until after we got, I think, my beer and our drinks that I noticed that it was like the feeling changed. Oh, because it was opening day of football too. 9/11.
Oh, was it?
Was the first day of football last year.
It was Sunday. It would have been a Sunday.
Yep.
So maybe that's what made it light.
It was awesome. And like it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Those guys were just celebrating and the memory of their fallen comrades. Mm-hmm. And it was a reason for them to get together every year. Not it's like almost like a family reunion. Mm-hmm. It had that same type of feel. Yeah, when you watched them, it wasn't doom and gloom at all. They were just more there to celebrate. Yep.
Yeah.
To celebrate the memory and the life. Mm-hmm. And to celebrate what they do. Mm-hmm. I mean, we forget that these guys put their lives at risk every single day. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to be, corny, but it's true.
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
So, I mean, when you see that, and I can't explain the feeling, with the family reunion feeling is very good. It'd be like going to a family reunion you're not a family of.
Yeah, but they let you in.
They let you in.
And they're like, hey, come here,
And that one guy, he was feeling no pain, but I shook his hand. He was like, well, thank you. He was feeling no pain. He was nicely... He had his uniform on? Yeah. He was feeling no pain. But it was awesome. Yeah. That
was neat. So we stayed there for a little bit. I went checked. It had like 3 levels. It was a pretty cool looking place. And so we're like, okay, we finished up here. So we started walking over and we crossed over on 9th Avenue. And when we were crossing the street, it was kind of strange because there was like police officers controlling.
No, there was no traffic.
Well, there wasn't because there wasn't, and there's barricades up. Mm-hmm. But it was like we were the last ones to cross the street, and I didn't understand.
The dude was waving us over.
Yeah, come on. And I was like, I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, okay, like either something had just finished or they were starting something. I didn't know what was going on. So we like crossed the street, and then all of a sudden you're walking down the street and there's all these people standing around. You're like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you hear like these big rumbles, like
Mm-hmm.
boom, 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 boom. And I was like, what? And it was the motorcycle rally. It was, I think, I don't remember the exact name, but I thought it was like the Freedom Ride or something like that. So they had over 2,000 motorcyclists that came from across the country to ride on 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, right now I'm getting goosebumps about it.
We'll attach the picture.
Yeah, the video. It was
of it.
it was awesome because you're just standing there and all these motorcycles go by and they have their flags and
Oh man, you want to feel patriotic?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was just it was unbelievable. It was really, really cool. And
like I want to put the American flag on my back and like fly around like Superman. I was like Captain America that day.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so awesome.
Yeah. It was something else. It was really cool. And maybe 10 minutes of motorcycles,
at
just
least.
solid motorcycles going by.
With police escorts.
Yeah. Going through town. And now I was watching, because I didn't know what was going on at the time, and I didn't catch the news feed. Actually, I was just writing this blog yesterday, and so I was just pulling up the old news feeds from last year. And the guy who had helped organize this Freedom Ride, it was their last year doing it. And and Fox News was like, why, if you're having such a great turnout? They're like, because a lot of the cities and townships are feeling that it disrupts the city too much. Not that people are rioting or doing anything like that, but it's just causing traffic a backup, and it's just doing too much. And so one of the news ladies, she was like, but isn't the whole idea like never forget? Isn't that the whole idea? And he's like, well, yes, I agree with you, but I'm not going to fight the cities, and it's what they want. So he's like, but they did these rallies to raise money for first responders.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a fundraiser for first responders. So I guess last year was their last year that they were able to do that because of everything going on. So they would ride in DC, they would ride in Pennsylvania, or Flight 93.
Okay.
And then they would do New York. That's what they did. Yeah. So it was really interesting. But that was just an experience in itself.
It was
just seeing that.
Very awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And so we did that, and then we stopped in at another place right next door to West Side Theater, and that was kind of neat because they had brunch.
They did.
They had a brunch going on, and they had piano playing, and it was packed, and it was just a cool like place. I don't even know.
I like New York, but I always feel I'm not cool enough for New York.
Well, neither am I.
Yeah.
We're
No,
not.
you're not.
No. I'm a tourist.
But
when I go to New York.
However, I really feel uncool in London.
Oh my God. I feel like I don't know. Yeah, you want to feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
I mean, not that everyone's just so sophisticated.
Yeah, I just feel like
I need to have proper classes on how to conduct. Yep, and how to. Obviously, I can't even come up with the right words because that's how sophisticated London is. But I love the city.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah, that is a whole different one. So anyways.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, that would be good. Well, we have Venice. We have our whole trip.
Yeah.
We were gone for
there you go. Got our whole
3 weeks.
Folks, you're in for a treat this week.
So anyways, then we went and saw Cagney.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thoughts?
I didn't know. I thought it was interesting. I didn't know how he was brought up, as a little. He was Irish, little Irish from Irish immigrants who just knew who wanted to be. He didn't even want to be a star. He just wanted to act and dance.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad was like, "No, boys don't dance, blah blah blah." And then he danced, and then he got famous. I don't know. It is what it is. It was okay.
You know what? I kind of forgot what it was about because I remember more Kinky Boots.
Yeah, that's London though. You can't
I know, but I remember more of Kinky Boots, than I do of Cagney because Kinky Boots really stuck out in my mind.
I thought it was cool to watch him do Yankee Doodle Dandy on 9/11. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, for
that's
me,
America. That's
yes, that's true. Very American.
So I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. The theater itself was really neat. Ben and I always kind of joke because I've never been a big musical fan.
Do you like musicals, folks? Let us know in the comments below. And if you do, what is your favorite musical? I have never seen The Sound of Music, nor I have never seen Grease, and I will never see those movies because, you know why, folks? Karaoke ruined it.
Yes.
So
and those are the two that I have seen of all of them that I do enjoy. Believe it or not. That's kind of funny.
But anyways, what happened the next day?
So we went Cagney. So we saw Cagney. We went back. I mean, by this time we were getting tired because it was like about 5 and we had been up for, oh my goodness, 36 hours.
Yep.
So it was like, okay, but we wanted to see the lights.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Because we were in Times Square, we were lucky enough that there was a rooftop that you could go and check everything out. So we were, right in the middle of Times Square, so you could see a lot of the lights. But we especially went up there to see the tribute lights that showed the towers, and that was just so cool. I wish we had better cameras to capture it because it's just really tough. But it was just really neat, and you're up there, and it was just a really cool feeling. So, but yeah, we did that. So the next day, you slept in. Mm-hmm. I went and had breakfast with the other couple. We went over to the Millennium Hotel off of Broadway, and that was really nice. The swanky hotel. And we had, we had Eggs Benedict and did all that stuff. And then went back, packed up our bags, got ready to check out. And then we got Uber.
We Ubered
down to Ground Zero.
Yeah, in the Freedom Tower. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And we did that. And when you walk up.
Oh.
I don't even know.
There's no words. You can't
even describe
There's no way. There's no way.
You feel so
insignificant.
Yes.
That's the only way I can put it.
Yeah, that's well put.
You just feel so.
All your problems and everything mean nothing.
They mean absolutely nothing, and it puts everything into perspective. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really should. That's what this day should be about. It should be about recognizing our freedom. Mm-hmm. It should be respecting the fact that we have this freedom and realizing how precious life is, and to live every day loving one another, and live every day respecting one another, no matter what you are, whether you're brown, black, purple, green.
Yeah.
Those green people, though, I don't know.
But it's
Captain Kirk had a thing for them. I don't know.
Yes.
I went to the Comic-Con this past weekend. Man, my ADD is bad today.
I know. Keep drinking coffee. It was. You walk up to the pools. We walked up to the North Pool, mm-hmm. And if you haven't been there, what they have done is the footprints of each of the towers. They have created a pool or a fountain that actually goes down. So it doesn't spray up. It goes down into the ground and it cascades. It keeps cascading down. And then you walk up to it. And when you walk up, there's all of the names of the people that were in each tower are inscribed in bronze around the whole perimeter of each of the footprints. And it's something else. And then when you're standing there, again, I get goosebumps because it's just the feeling when you're standing there and then you look up, you're at the north pool and you look up and right there is the Freedom Tower. Mm-hmm. And it's just like our the people we were traveling with are like, isn't that just a ballsy thing to do? Build it right there. Because it's just like, look, just because you did this doesn't mean you're keeping us down. Yeah. And that tower is just, we didn't get to go inside. But it would totally, if we have more time, I would like to do more of the memorial and see a little more of that and try to do the tower the next time. But yeah, it was just something else. And then we walked over across the street and that's where the fire station is. Yep. And one of the fire trucks was coming out when we were walking over there. And I mean, just to be that fire station, to be right next door to what's going on. But that fire truck, all the pride they have because they had it specially painted and it has the American flag on it. And I think it was like engine number 9 or 10 or something. I'd have to look at the picture again, but and I don't know if that's the firehouse number or the truck number. Yeah. And
I'll try to attach that to the link too with a video of it.
Yeah. But it's just like, wow. Yeah.
So go, folks. I mean, you have to go.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something you need to do, and you know what? When you get there and you get to, I would recommend. I wish I would have done it. Is the tour? Yeah. And spend all the money. Like I don't like spending money and stuff like that with souvenirs. Oh yeah. But man, buy everything because that helps support the tower itself.
Yeah, and the I think first responders and the families.
Just buy everything. Just buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just cool. Yep. And this was something I didn't realize too. So I was just reading a little about the Freedom Tower, or they call it the One World Trade Center now. And so the designer or the architect for that building, he designed Willis Tower, which was the Sears Tower. In Chicago, and then he also designed, and I can never pronounce it, but it's the large tower in Dubai.
Oh, the sailboat one?
No, well, maybe, or I thought it was the tallest one.
I don't know.
I thought, but anyways, so he designed that, and then so the Freedom Tower or the One World Trade Center, what they call it, either name, the height of it is 1,776 feet. And to me, I was like, okay. But then they're like, no, it's 1776. So they made it with the height of the year the Declaration of Independence was signed.
America.
Which I thought was very well planned out.
That's awesome.
And
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. So it's the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, the One World Tower, and it's the 6th tallest building in the world.
Wow. Man, you do a lot of research.
I do. I just find that stuff interesting.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah. So, then after we did that, we were like, okay, we're getting hungry. We went over to the Soho neighborhood.
Yeah, that's where I felt kind of like, I was like, man, I'm not cool enough to be here.
Like, Times Square is fine because it's just, it's a bunch of tourists.
Yeah, it's all tourist people.
Yeah.
But
when you hit Soho, because that's sophisticated.
Yeah. I'm just not cool enough.
Yeah.
I don't have that. Like, I'm not cool.
Maybe if you lived in New York, you'd get cool. Maybe it's one of those things. Like, you have to...
Yeah, maybe.
Be surrounded in the environment.
I guess. You adapt.
Well, like, look, we moved here, and
What?
I wasn't like vegetarian.
That's
so
true, and I didn't drink coffee until I moved to the Pacific Northwest.
So
Now
you
I'm
adapt.
spilling it all over myself.
Yeah. But Soho was neat. I mean, there was just a lot of boutiques.
The Italian restaurant we went to.
Yeah,
Awesome.
which was kind of funny because our next stop was Italy.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's get geared up. So
We got a pregame.
Yeah, pregame at an Italian restaurant for Italy. And so that was pretty neat. And the menu was in Italian.
That's right.
Do you remember? Because I mean, they were straight up Italian.
It was straight up Italian.
Yeah, they had the menu in Italian, and I was like, I don't know what any of this is. But
I saw a famous person.
You did?
Yeah, I think I saw the girl who plays Killer Frost,
Huh?
or the girl who's in Flash.
I don't know any of those people.
You know who I'm talking about. You geeks out there, you know who I'm talking about.
I don't know.
The girl who's in Flash, who plays Killer Frost in the alternate universe thing.
So you did for sure?
I thought, it looked pretty much like her.
And where was this at?
At the restaurant we were at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was with the girl. They're all in the back, and they all came in later, and there was.
Oh, she have her entourage?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that could be.
I'd be
Maybe
totally
not.
wrong, but
Yeah. Oh.
I'm probably not, because I'm pretty cool with that.
Yeah,
stuff.
you are pretty good. I don't know people unless they're like A-list celebrities. Otherwise,
I don't get starstruck though. It's like whatever.
Yeah. So we did Soho. We walked around. We went in some pastry shops, and we just checked out
We had
stuff.
some pastry. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That was good.
Yeah, there's some really cool stores. And we just hung out, and then we Ubered
back to the hotel
because we had to
take the train.
Yeah, we had to take the train from Union Station
to
Newark, and then catch our flight. But we were flying
first class, baby.
Yeah, first class to London, and we wanted to hit up the lounge.
The lounge. Ooh.
That was pretty cool.
Yep. It was cool.
So, yeah.
I got to admit.
Yeah. That was
there I felt
in the lounge.
I felt awesome.
Yeah.
Like
felt like you belonged.
Oh yeah, I belong there. I belong in first class, people. I've realized I belong in first class.
Yeah. But not in New York.
But not in New York or London. The minute I step off that plane in first class, like, who's this guy?
Yeah, jeez.
With my Star Wars shirt.
Oh, jeez. Who let the Americans in? God.
Who let this guy in?
So that was just a memorable few days for us, and I'm glad we got to be there to witness.
Yep.
Just that time, and but we'll talk about our trip. We'll have the 3 weeks. We'll talk about that on another podcast.
We'll continue it tomorrow. We'll leave off where we left, and we're landing in London.
Yeah, land in London and talk about what we did there, and it'll be good. We have a lot to talk about on that one. It was a great trip. So, anyways,
have a great Patriot Day.
Yes. It is.
And thank you to all the firefighters, all the police officers,
first responders,
everybody who, you know who you are. I mean, you know it. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we
and it's not just New York. I mean, it's Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania.
And it's
everywhere.
It's
all the time. Yeah. Dealing, especially like with Irma that just happened, and Harvey and the fires and out in the West Coast. So, yeah.
Just keep people out there, just keep doing what you're doing, and help each other out. Yep, totally.
Yeah. All right, we're signing off.
And we will see you tomorrow. We won't see you because you really can't see us. Maybe we'll do a live podcast.
Oh.
Would you guys like a live podcast for those two of you who listen? Auntie Kay.
Yeah. My mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Patty. Maybe we'll try it.
We'll do a live podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll try that. That'd be fun. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye-bye.